The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verses 19 and 20 will be our scriptures for this morning. Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verses 19 and 20. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live, that thou mayest love the Lord thy God, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him. For he is thy life and thy strength, for the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. I'd like for us to think in terms of the right choice. Right choice. Many times we are brought to a place where decisions must be made. And God has given to us that power to make a choice. And it can be used by us either the right way or the wrong way. We find that there's a majority that make wrong choices or wrong decisions. Isn't that strange? But even among Christians or professing Christians, we find that many put their own ideas, their own whims and fancies before what God says. You hear many tell you, I think this, I think that, I think this, I think that. And that's all right what you think. But what matters is what God says. And many people make that mistake, they keep justifying themselves. I this, I this, I this, I that, I this, I that. And forget what God says. So we must remember that, God. Because remember that everything comes to an end. Everything. And that's where you find the choice that you make will determine the outcome down the road. Because I realize that the seeds you sow now wouldn't just grow now. Those who do agriculture, you realize it takes some time. You can tell how many months they get this plant, once they get that plant. In life, people make a lot of decisions, and like you're planting some seeds. And sometimes some of the seeds you plant now, way down the road, it hurt you. One man, when I worked at Lever's, he said he looked at his son. And his son was young and strong, but wicked like the devil. And he said that is exactly how he was when he was that age. Now he was frightened. Frightened that his son would kill somebody. And he now was praying that his son change his ways. But that was the seed he sowed years ago. But he admitted to us, we just talking, and and that's only one example. There are many people who have many other stories out there. We can't quote all, but seeds he sowed. So we must be careful. In this particular chapter, God giving to Israel, the people of Israel, the Hebrew people, a land, a new land. But in that land, before them, before their arrival, there were lots of people living there. But the people chose to go against the will of God, and they lived in Cherith. And God drove him out for this new people to come. They had wars and everything else, but they died. Many of them were hostile. They died. But they had those who were peaceful. They were still around. But God gave these new people the land. But here is the man of God speaking to the people. His people. Remind them. He says, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and cursing. Therefore, choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. You get it, Andy? That both thou and thy seed may live. So, those coming beyond you, because of the choices you make today, will affect them, either good or bad. So he said, choose life, that they may live. So, God not only gives us choices, but he advises us, seriously, choose life. Blessings, death, cursing, but before everything else, he told us, choose life and blessings, that both you and your seed may live. So it is very important that we follow the teachings of God. Follow what his leadership is. You know, many times we say, the people say, God will provide our needs according to his riches in glory. And yet, when we get through some difficult moments, we tell people like this, if I help myself, God ain't gonna help you. You just tell them in front, God will supply your needs. And then you come back and say, if you help yourself, put yourself on power with God. God will use opportunities, different things in your life to bless you. Put you in places to be blessed. But you can't always make yourself on the level of God. You have to always be subservient, and you have to be humble before that great God. The great nation had to understand that. But what they must do? Moses, who was the man speaking, says that thou mayest love the Lord thy God, that thou mayest obey his voice. You hear that? You love God, you obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him. And that cleave, hold hard, hold fast to him. And what, as a result of that, for he is thy life, and the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Lord sware unto their fathers Abraham and to Isaac and to Jacob to give them. So we are told that we better cleave hard unto our God. My believers, every one of us will recognize, and I think that our dear sister Shakira made a wonderful statement. When you get in our age bracket, I'm 73. Shakira, I'm also taking a step, right? Good. We realize we're not as fast as we used to be. Sometimes we can't jump as high as we used to jump. Can't run as fast as we used to run. Can't do many things. But let me say this. We still have to cleave to our God. He is our entertainer. We have not to do that either. I can't determine what life will be for me tomorrow. God will determine that. But for today, what he gives to me, I use it as he says. And I believe with all my heart his word. Goodness, mercy shall follow you all the days of your life. Why? Because I cleave to his will. And that happened when I got to really understand God's word and got to be saved. I didn't know anything about being saved or lost. Just know that I was a member of a church in Nazareth. And when I get the gospel message preached and talk about saved and lost, then it's the first time my eye opened to this saved and lost thing. But I got saved. And you hear what I learned? Goodness, mercy will follow you all the days of your life. I believe it. And every step in life I took with God, God has shown me that he blesses. He blessed us. 23 years, going to get married. Some people say I'm mad. Not in my family, that is, mother, father or stepmother. They had no negative comments. But other friends and you're so young, you're going to be married. It looked like a word that you should never even use. But the girl I married was a young girl too. Never leave her mother's house. And we got married. And then, with all the pressures and the troubles of life that we faced together, both of us cling to the same God. Both of us believe the same words of God. We had faith in the same God. And he blessed us to endure everything that the enemy threw against us. And we still at this side. She's not as well now as she used to be. But at the same time, we walk together to inspire our children. That they will inspire their children to put faith in God. I don't play with this thing. I have to really believe it. Believers, the first church I pastored, when I left there with a bad reputation, like a thief. By some. Looking through some letters the other day, just looking through, I found some letters from 76. Over 36 people. They wrote a letter that they want Reverend Gill to be the pastor. In the church that is. And they circulated from people's side, signatories. Somebody may send that copy to me, I didn't take it serious. I said, look at that. Are you worried that exists? So he was such a devil. He would hardly find anybody to beg to keep me there. But God is a great God and he has plans for his servants. So you had to move on. But what I'm saying to you, we found no failure in God. Any failure was in us. But no failure in God. And all we needed, his hands had provided for us. Yeah. But remember, man will always criticize. And they will always say this, negative here, this, that. But when you get that call, you remember who get the call? You get the call. You remember who get the commission to do it? You get the commission to do it. You have to listen to the one who instructs you and keep doing it. And people are following you, yes. But you pointed them to the God that you serve. And you had to keep going. So all Christians who stand here today and have people watching at you to set the example to them, don't let them guide you now. You keep on looking to the same Jesus that you're following all the time. Moses talking to the people about the land that they live in. What they must guard themselves against. I put you in this land. And you have to worship me. Be very careful about that. But you meet some tribes in the people. I warn you, don't get too lovey-dovey with them. That is, don't let your sons marry their daughters who are beautiful. And don't let their daughters marry your sons. Don't mix up like that. Keep your. Well, they got into the land. And what's something? The very thing God said not to do. is the very same thing some did. But what the Lord says, that we are close to you for the rest of your days. That wrong decision you make. And believers, that's how it turned out for many people. The call of God is a very serious call. People will come to the end and say, wasn't this you say? Wasn't that you say? They know quite well what he says. But if we go contrary to the call we get, you know the words we expect to hear? Depart from me. Because Lord, have we this and that? No, depart from me. Because I have given you instructions. You took your course and you're coming today, you don't remember this, remember. Depart. So this is a road that is a straight road. And it's a road of discipline. When God calls you for something, live it. Because there is a consequence we face if we don't live it. Let's look for a moment of the man who at this time was speaking, as God spoke through him. 40 years he was associated with the palace and everything else. Then 40 years he was in the wilderness area. And then 40 years coming out to lead the people of the land. You see how much years you're looking at for the same man? But within those years, in the first 40, he refused to be called a prince, but he has associated himself with the people that he rightfully belonged to, the Hebrew people. So rather than enjoy the fancies of the palace, he saw something and that made him realize, you're Hebrew. Suffer with the afflictions with it. But he tried in his own way to deliver by killing somebody. Had to run. But then look at the same man coming back now to tell Pharaoh to do what? Let my people go. A man who's through the 40 years out there, God had prepared in a very special way. And when he came back, he needed a small piece. Aaron was his. And now, speaking to the people in the land. And he wouldn't say no. He would just be with them for a while and he'd gone, not inheriting the land like they are, but telling them what to do when you get there. So a lot of years passed. And he had it tough. Not tough from the sense of God, but tough from the sense of how man treated you. Don't ever expect that because you do everything right, everybody will appreciate you. And don't ever expect that because you're honest, that everybody loves honest people. There are some people who are naturally dishonest. And they dislike honesty. They like honesty in dealing with them. You owe them $5, give them $5. But if they could give you $4, they wouldn't mind giving you $4. That's how they are operating. And don't be fooled by everybody who comes with their eloquent English or their whatever language they use to talk to you. But in the end of it all, they deceive you. There's too many people out there, when they speak, oh God, it's like gold fall from their mouth. But after that, you don't mean a thing they say. When you deal with man so and get away with it, you think you could go to God and do the same thing. And that's why so many crash. Because they go to God. And God knows you're not sincere when the word go. You tell God this, you tell God that, you tell God everything. And God knows you're not sincere. And God will telling you you'll crash. And you can't see it. Because you in your mind, you have something in your mind. And you come into God, you don't realize the great God you serve. Life and death is in his hands. And you come in and pretend something. You know, a lot of people join churches and they're more mad when they come into church than before they came in. Because they live nothing. So the demons will get on you. Of course they'll get on you. They'll wreck you. Those of us who are under the blood, people can't do us. But you come in there playing, you're under blood, they will destroy you. So I thank God for those of us under the blood. We can say the devil can't do us. And then mixing up with everybody. You notice in the last few days we had carnival. And everybody mixed up and what do they mix up for? To walk holy? You know, I know. And the TV shows exactly why they mix up. And if they by the thousands make so for that purpose, those of us who mix for Christ, you see what it says? Mix together and serve our God. A great band of pilgrims, and let us praise our God. Yeah. But don't get tapped with what we saw there. And what they like, some total disorder, words they use, that could be total disorder. But in this case, it's order. Discipline. Discipline. There are false teachers. Now, there are a lot of people teaching all over the place. But there are false teachers. And these false teachers will tell you things you should do and you could do. But remember I said they are false. So they'll be deceiving, they'll deceive you. And there are some people that are deceived by the teachers they have. You say, I can't believe that, Pastor. Well, you better believe it. If the Bible says they're false teachers, and I tell you they're false teachers, I don't make them up anything. That is what the Bible says. They're false. And a false teacher will be false anyway. Now the false teacher may say good things, but you lead you astray. You make wrong choices. The true teachers will always advise you to make choices to obey God, to trust in God, to cleave to your God. That's it. Obey God, trust in God, cleave to your God. I mean, not under the law like those who lived, those ancient here. But remember, there are still some things that we have to remember in these days. We are blessed, we have the grace of God as He worked with us today. But remember, we have to always remember what a man sows, that he reaps. Don't ever think differently than that. You sow things and you reap things. Whatever you sow, you reap. Sometimes the reaping takes a little while, but it will come. Go right, it will come. Making the right choice. I believe with all my heart, the Lord blessed me to make a good choice. I marry young. That's when I have all the energy, everything in me, all the madness in between. And you can find somebody who loves me, cool, and everything. Walk on my side, walk with me, we can go together, we can run, we can. Oh, when I was young. And we could look back now. I'm talking to my daughter, she's first daughter, 50 years. Like 50 years. All right. But if you have grandchildren, I hear the word papa. It's a nice word to my ear now because I didn't say papa. No, papa, papa, papa. No, that's all good. But we made a choice many years ago. So today I'm a papa. I'm happy for that. But I know a day will come when Papa will not be here. But I would like when they speak about Papa to their children, they will not let speak that Papa was ugly, but that Papa was a strong man in Christ. You understand? Has a good faith. Could tell you about the Lord. He loved the Lord. That's the best example you can leave here. Yeah, if you leave money to finish. But be quick, have faith in God. That don't finish. Make the right choice. Live for God. That's very, very important. The land, the Lord told him to do that. They make the right choices. And you know something? He said us life goes along with it. Making the right choice. There are those making wrong choices. There are people making wrong choices every single day. I know what they're looking for? The right results. As some people say, you're doing the wrong thing, but you're looking for good results from the wrong things. It don't work so. And have some men forever, they love everybody. You know what I mean? They come in a village, they love this girl, they love that girl, they love this girl, that girl. 20 years have passed, you see them. They love this one, they love that one. They get no later. They can't marry yet. Why? They love everybody. They love. Well, you love them, yes. Well, choose one of who you love them. You can't choose? No, brother, when I go to buy mangoes and I love a mango, give me that. I take that. That's mine. I eat that one. Or you have mangoes, choose. Give me this one. But some men, they love, I love. That's the words, I know. My wife was in the Baptist church. So a young lady who visited the Baptist church. And I saw her. And that was it. She didn't tell me, come and meet me. No! I put myself in place. Who taught me that? Whatever taught me to. You see that? Whatever tell me to look in her direction, told me exactly how to move. She's well dressed, and I'm well dressed. So I had to get a place near her where she can pass. And I find myself there. Did I go home and ask Daddy, what I must do? He don't think about that. Yeah. And you see how life is? And there's a human being. And I said to her, she may come Wednesday to church. And Monday pass. Tuesday pass. I can't wait for Wednesday. I'm going to pray to God, but I want to see her. I said, good night. I said, good night. Imagine me. My father never told me nothing but that. So when you love, you love. I didn't know anything but love. My father told me, explain love to me. No. I see this girl, I love she. That's what I know. Next thing I want to know, she lives in now. Like I can't you see her enough. But her living. Then when you get to where her living now, you know the nice word you hear? What is your intention? If you have an intention, you marry him. People are going to come with daughters, you have no intention. Well, I love your daughter. I want to marry you. But I can't say I talk about it. Because they take my time that one day, you know. Nah, treat you nice. Drink as cream of wheat. Drink. Treat you lovely. Coming back here, you're glad to go. Mother talking to you nice, father just watching you. But, and then after when they pop the question to you, you're glad to answer anything. If you love now. If you love, you want to run. So not too late to tie your 2 feet. But let me say this. You don't have to worry about me. I love her. The next thing I know, she and her mother, they come home to my father. Huh. Serious business now. And after that, wedding time. Oh Lord, wedding time. See me waiting, dress up there. White jackets, black pants. And they're just waiting, you know. Coming up the road. Here comes the bride. Young man, great wedding. And all those who wish him the best years. As when I look at the pictures, just see, I remember what they teach. I look what love is. And when I look at some of the fellows who come and say, in the area, you love this one, you love that one, but you can't find nobody. And his feelings will hold you and shake you. Of course. You love, make a decision. Can't make a decision. I go to buy shoes, I'm looking at all, but when I see one, I love that, I want that. Nice shoes. But human being, you don't just I love you and pull them. No. They love you. You make it sure. And because of the girl I walk with there, Ruby was a beautiful girl. Her hair flowing. Like no wig, you know, natural. There are girls in the department where I work in, they pass me straight there, you see. When they see me with her, something, they want me like in a loss. In a loss. When I go back, I'm like, your wife is at home. That's not a business, but they're inquisitive. And I could tell you, my wife father was Indian. And my wife